This is the Jeff Jarena Show.
Hey, it's Jeff, and welcome back to the show. And today's encouragement comes from one of C.S. Lewis's books, the Screwtape Letters. Now, before we jump into today's Daily Fuel episode, I've got some really cool and exciting news to share. And I want to let you know here that my book, Cut Through the Noise, 4 Steps to Joy, Peace, and Freedom, which I first released in print and ebook formats back in 2022, is now officially available in audiobook format as well. Woohoo! Now, you're probably thinking, 3 years down the road, that's a long time. Yeah, I know. Well, the reason is I finally had the time to edit and release the audio version, which I personally narrated almost 2 years ago. Again, I know, a long time ago. And it's now live on my website, Audible, and other major platforms. And just in case you haven't heard about the book, here's what it's all about. This book is written to help you break through all the distractions, all the noise, all the chaos and hurry that so many of us battle on a daily basis. And in the book, you're going to learn how to eliminate hurry, remove distractions, create space to draw closer to God, and start living with greater clarity, peace, and purpose every single day. So if you've been meaning to get the book, but you just haven't had time to sit down and read it, now's the perfect chance to just listen anytime, anywhere. And here's something really cool about the audiobook. If you're not already an Audible member, I've partnered with Amazon to offer you a super special deal. You can get the audiobook completely free, plus enjoy 3 months of Audible access at no cost when you sign up through my dedicated personal link. Now that link, along with all the details, is in the show notes of this episode at jeffjarena.com/podcast/living-today. And hey, if you listen to even just a chapter, it encourages you or it helps you in any way, I'd really appreciate it if you leave an honest review on Amazon. That helps more people discover it, and it really means a lot to me personally. All right, let's dive into today's message. Now, as you probably already know, the Screwtape Letters, written by Lewis, is a fictional book of letters from a high-ranking demon named Screwtape. And in this book, it's a series of letters written by Screwtape to his nephew Wormwood, who's a novice demon, and Wormwood is tasked with leading an ordinary man, referred to only as the patient, away from God. Now, through Screwtape's manipulative advice and strategies, Lewis explores a range of human experiences and spiritual struggles that we deal with, right? Things like temptation, moral compromise, to things like love, grace, and the battle between good and evil. And in one of the chapters here in the book, Screwtape says something like this. He says the humans live in time, but our enemy God destines them to eternity. He wants them to attend to 2 things, eternity itself and the present moment. The present is the point at which time touches eternity. So to me, Lewis here is reminding us through this fictional demon named Screwtape that one of the devil's greatest strategies is to get us to live anywhere but the present, to keep us from living and enjoying where we are right now. And so I want to ask you here, have you ever thought that maybe we, or maybe you, if I can just get a little personal here, obsess too much over the future? Or maybe that we replay regrets from the past when we shouldn't? Or that maybe we worry too much, we wait too much, or we hesitate too much? When really what we should be doing is focusing on what God is doing in our lives right now, in this moment, at this present time, and how He's blessing us in the moment. So think about this. How about that little conversation that you're putting off? Or how about that act of obedience that you're delaying? Or how about that prayer, or maybe a moment of worship, or that phone call where the person on the other end of the phone really needs your focus and attention as they pour their heart out, looking for some support and encouragement, or just knowing that you're there? Or how about that yes to God when He's speaking to you in those quiet moments, when it's just you and Him? Because to me, that's where eternity touches your life, in the now, in the present moment. And so all that kind of reminds me of a movie by the name of Kung Fu Panda. I love this movie. Watched it a lot of times here with my kids. And there's this one scene in the movie where Master Oogway is saying or speaking to his young apprentice by the name of Po, who was actually Kung Fu Panda. And he says to him this, he says, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, and today is a gift. That's why they call it the present. I love that statement because it's so true, right? And so let me just give you a scripture verse to back this up. And it's Psalm 118, verse 24. And it says this, this is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. It doesn't say yesterday. It doesn't say tomorrow. It doesn't say someday when things get better. It says this is the day. Today, right now. In the moment that you're living right now. God speaks in the now. And He moves in the now. Now, obviously, He does in the future too, but I'm talking about right now, where we can understand it. He speaks to us in the moment. And He moves in the moment, in the now, today. And He shows up in your obedience today, not your perfect plan for tomorrow. So let me just give you a quick practical application here. And it comes in the form of 2 questions. So the first question is this. What is one thing you've been putting off that you can do today? And then secondly, where is God nudging you to show up? Fully present. I'm talking about right now. With full focus and attention. And when you do that, respond in faith. And as you were thinking about that, I would just remind you that eternity starts now. And hey, as we wrap up today's podcast, I just want to encourage you to not get stuck in the what-ifs or the somedays. Remember that God is meeting you right now, in this moment, today. So be present. Live today with purpose. This is where life happens, right now, in this moment, living today. And hey, just a quick reminder before we go, my book, Cut Through the Noise, 4 Steps to Joy, Peace, and Freedom, is now available on audiobook. And hey, if reading hasn't fit into your schedule, which is available on my paperback and ebook formats on my book page at jeffjarena.com/noise, that's Noise, you can now listen to it on the go, in the car, at the gym, or wherever life takes you. And you'll find all that on my website. You can see the audiobook on Amazon Audible and a few other platforms. And hey, if you're new to Audible, here's the best part. I partner with them to offer you a free copy when you start a trial, plus 3 free months of Audible access. And you can find all the details and that special link in the show notes at jeffjarena.com/podcast/living-today. And thanks again for being part of this journey. I'll catch you in the next episode. God bless.